So the practitioner we looked at this term was Jerome Robbins, and personally I feel that I connected better with Jerome Robbins than with Pina Bausch last term. I feel this is probably because Pina's way of working was very abstract and it wasn't really dance. It was a different form of dance, a different meaning that any move can be dance. And it was very, very new and I didn't really understand as much. But with Jerome, it's very theatrical, very kind of stagey, and there's techniques and things that he does that I personally very much like. For example, with his repetitive motifs, such as the click from West Side Story. I feel that that's what has got influence in our piece, as it was something that we both really liked and we thought that it was effective. And also I like the way he lays out his pieces, like his format of where dancers are stood and things. It's kind of done on angles, so sometimes he has dancers a bit further back and a bit further forward. So mine and Sharon's stimuli was the 6-word story of "Well, I thought it was funny." And I feel that we chose this one as it was something we hadn't quite seen before. It wasn't a 6-word story that was kind of obvious to choose, as there's a lot of ways you could go about it, but they're quite discreet. And I think that we approached this challenge really well. And I feel that we had a lot of ideas, and it took us a little while for us to get all our ideas kind of fully explored so we knew which ones we wanted to use. But we started by looking at some of the moves, and we each created a small motif and brought it to the rehearsals, and we expanded on them, and to be honest they became quite strong motifs. And our initial story was going to be the Breck Bednar story, which is about a young boy who gets murdered by a man he met online. But we felt in the end that we didn't really know enough about it to be able to portray the right story, and it was a story that was quite close to me personally, so I feel that it was interfering with me and connecting with it as it was quite personal. So we decided to go for a new story, and as soon as we sorted out our new story, which was about a boy and a girl, general love story, and then the boy starts to drift away and makes new friends and leaves the girl behind, and in the end it drives her to absolute insanity. And I feel that this story worked better for us as we made a lot more motifs, we felt more comfortable, and we felt that we could explore it more.
Hello. I need police and forensics team to my address, please.
What do you mean? What's happened?
My friend and I got into an altercation, and I'm the only one who came out alive.
Are you...
So when we went with the Breck Bednar story, we made an original motif, and when we showed it to the class we got very good feedback, but personally looking back at what we did, I feel that the motif was more Pina than Jerome. So as much as I thought it was a well formed motif, I feel that it didn't really fit in Jerome's style, so we decided to move away from that. The specific things that Sharon and I liked about Jerome's style of choreography was the certain things he did. So as I mentioned with the click from West Side Story, it's a repetitive motif that's carried throughout. So we decided that we'd do the same sort of thing, but by repeating a certain section of the choreography, but each time making it more aggressive and more upset, as it fell right in our story. And I also think that we used quite a lot of canon in certain sections, which I feel really did benefit our piece. And I feel that Jerome's style really fits our piece, as we feel we can be quite theatrical with it, and we can, obviously when you dance you use your face, but I feel like it leaves us to be a little bit more over the top, and I think that works well with our story for the emotions. In this clip, this was our first recording of our first section, and this is the first part of the scene where the girl and the boy are still getting on very well and they're deeply in love. And I feel that a lot of the moves are very light, very bouncy, and yeah, this was our first piece.
Or everything that was done every 5 seconds. I love how it's gonna be on. I like that bit.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we could do this bit of
Right? It's really simple.
I feel that us getting the feedback that we got really helped us, as I feel that we needed the feedback to kind of push us in the right direction. Even though we got really good feedback when we decided to do the Brett Bednar story, I feel that once we had changed our story, I feel that people like in the audience were getting a better connection with our piece. And I also feel that me and Sharon had a better connection with the piece. I feel that we worked very, very hard on the piece. We rehearsed a lot, and I feel that we tried to use as many techniques as possible. We used a lot of canon, we used retrograde, we used repetitive move. I feel that between us we had a good use of weight, as we used the weight to help represent kind of the feelings of the people. So my person was a very hurt person, a very upset person, who in the end of the piece dies. So towards the beginning, the moves are very weighted, not very light and free. And then as the piece goes on, the moves become more free, more angelic, as the girl passes away and becomes an angel. So to represent that, the moves are very light and very free. Where on the flip side, Sharon's moves got heavier, more weighted, less moving off of the ground, and more kind of going towards the ground. So something that we did was we decided that we wouldn't pick a song from the get-go. We decided that we'd wait and we'd develop the choreography first. So we didn't pick our song until about 4 or 5 weeks in, because we didn't feel like we needed the music to kind of inform the dance. It was kind of the moves create the dance and the music support it. So we decided we'd do it to Sorry by Justin Bieber, but a slower acoustic version. And I think we felt this song worked because of the nature of the lyrics, and it just seemed to fit with our piece. And that concludes my choreography video.
Thanks.